Mangaliso, how are you doing?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Good. Thank you. And welcome to the show. Let's talk about it. So very nice to see you again. You are a digital learning coach at St. Stephen's College. And you also have a keen interest on how to use artificial intelligence in schools. So I'm really keen to sort of hear some of your views. But please, could you share with our audience a little bit about yourself, what a digital learning coach is, and how you got involved in AI?
Basically, a digital learning coach. It is someone who works closely with the school head. So he's a member of the school and works very closely with the school head and the other DLCs across schools. And what we do is, together with the head of research and innovation, what we do is we are placed in a situation where we need to find out trends. We need to find what's happening out there in the world, trends within the technology and education space, and only simply because we want to make sure that we create a curriculum that is strong, that fosters technology and encourages the uptake of new technology skills,
Yes.
to prepare the students for the future, the workplace, or even get better marks if we can. So that's basically what a digital learning coach is. But also, in addition to what I've just mentioned, so part of my key roles would be to, besides research, but it's also to train teachers, to upskill them with EdTech tools, and also, in the same light, make sure that we improve our curriculum and that the tech
Yes.
skills or the EdTech skills manifested within our curriculum.
And that sounds like a very, very nice job to have. So I'm just going to jump right in and ask you,
Okay.
should we be using artificial intelligence in schools? There's quite a lot of views on this, but I would really love to hear your view on this.
Yeah, sure, definitely. I think we should be using artificial intelligence in schools. I highly encourage it. Both the learners and the teachers use it responsibly. That is, so we should encourage our teachers and learners to use AI in a responsible manner. And this is mainly because whether we do encourage them to use it or not, they still will be using it. You know, almost every tool that is there right now has AI
Yes.
embedded on it, and people use it
Yes.
knowingly. Some use it without even knowing that there is AI that they're using. So, personally, I think it's best to make sure that we inform our people, our communities about what is out there, and we bring this tool available to them, but we also assist them in training them and making sure that they know how to use these tools in a responsible way.
Mm.
Um, and yeah,
Yeah.
so if the teachers are trained to use these skills responsibly, and if the students are also trained to use these tools responsibly, then there's no reason for us to fear anything. That's my view on this.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of leading to my next question, because if this is technology that is going to be used, there's the human and sort of the AI component to it and the technology. And I guess it's finding that way to improve the learning experience. So how
Yeah.
do you think artificial intelligence and humans can work together to improve the learning experience?
Mhm. There's a lot of change in the work industry as well already,
Yes.
whereby many companies, in many sectors are now taking into account the fact that there is AI, and they are actually implementing it into their spaces. Now, having that said, that already gives us an idea that we need to start preparing our students for those workplace and for the schools beyond just the high school. when we go to tertiary and stuff, we need to also
Yes,
prepare
yes.
them for their everyday life, because they're going to be using it anyways on their everyday life. So my thinking is that it is best when there are certain structures or framework or guidelines put in place which will assist our communities, being our teachers and our learners and our parents and all the stakeholders involved, uh, to be able to handle what they have in front of them, these AI tools, which are coming at a very high speed and rapidly
Yes.
changing as well. So we need to keep up with that game.
So do you think we should be changing the way we teach and test? I guess there's discussions around people using generative AI to do assignments, but how do we test and how do we know? Do you think we should be changing the way we teach and test?
Yes, totally. So that's a very good question. I like it, because you know we certainly do need to rethink and reevaluate our ways of teaching, so our methodologies of teaching and pedagogy,
Yes, yes,
but also we also need to look at how we also assess our students. And having said that, we might even need to rethink, the definition of cheating or plagiarism. We might need to rethink this and maybe even redraft our policies in our schools so that they take into account that there is now AI. We're now living in a world where AI is available to us and our students and our teachers. And how do we work with that? So, there are many ways. I mean, based on the reading that I've made and the research that I've been working on, there are many recommendations around that issue. Some include, changing the plagiarism or plagiarism or integrity policy, changing that, or
yes,
making an amendment, which will include the AI element of things, but also acknowledging, or rather training our students to acknowledge, AI tools if they've used them, and even mention how they've used them. You know, be it maybe they give a prompt and they write down that they gave this prompt and this was the
yes,
response
yes,
that they got or that generated, and that's how they used it in their assignment. We just need to make sure that the honesty and integrity policy is the driving force around making sure that we are implementing AI, we are using AI, but we are still being honest and we are still
transparent.
being
Yeah.
guided by these, and being transparent as well. Yes, and we take acknowledgement of our own work and the work that has been done by the AI. So there's a very nice analogy I can use here, which I came across. And this analogy is basically of a person riding a bike. So if you think of a person riding a bike, now, you know, you can say it in this way. If a person is not using AI these days, basically it's like a person who's cycling up the mountain on a mountain bike, and it's a very steep slope, right?
Mhm.
And then if you think of it as an okay, so now a person actually using AI, you can imagine a person cycling together with the AI, sorry, cycling, and yet using more like an automated machine, a machine that you still are using your force to cycle. However, it actually requires you to paddle in order for it to move. So there is a bit of energy that you need to put
Yes,
in there,
yes,
or rather, a bit of work that you still need to put in there in order for it to move. Yet, in the same light, uh, it doesn't require too much of your energy, if you get what I mean. Basically, it makes the job a bit much more easier for you. Regardless of the slope, be it the slope is it's slow, the slope is very steep or it's gentle, but still the amount of work, or rather of effort or energy that you're gonna enforce there, or apply there, is gonna be less than when you are climbing a mountain without the machine, without the
yes,
automated
yes.
bicycle. I'm not
Mm.
sure if I'm making sense there, but
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
kind of analogy that I would like to use, just so that
yeah.
people
And I
get an idea
get an
of this.
idea of. Yeah, it's just augmenting human capabilities, I guess, but you still
Yes,
need to get up
yes.
that mountain.
You still do need to get up that
Yeah.
mountain still. Unfortunately.